Hanna Lady Eagles and the PSJA Lady Bears as we're in the first game of this best-of-3 series. And a 1-0 game as the Lady Bears jump out on top here in this one. PSJA knocked off Sharyland in their first pool game. This Hanna team also was victorious, so both teams 1-0 in pool play as we play this one out. The Lady Eagles are closest team to you. The Bears over on the far side of the court as we are stationed here on the end of the court on this split court on the main gym floor at Sharyland High School. That sails out of bounds, or check that, that's going to be in. And a point for PSJA. Lady Bears in a 3-game thriller against the Sharyland Rattlers. And as that serve finds its way home, it's now a 3-0 game. For the Lady Bears, that's Katia Cavazos back at the service line. Cavazos serves it up. Lady Eagles there to return that off the back row, right back over. Ball still alive as the Eagles kept it alive and the Bears on the attack. Spike it over on a dig attempt. That's Rihanna Trevino, and then no one there to help her after she got a hand on the ball. Julissa Escobedo on the camera for us tonight. Getting some training in on operating one of our cameras here on Rio Sports Live. Point to Hanna's Eagles. That's her first point of the game. Makes it a 4-1 game. Lady Eagles back to the service line. Rebecca Swatter at the line, serves it over. That's tipped. And a point scored makes it a 4-2 game. Our next game, we'll have the Harlingen Lady Cardinals taking on Los Fresnos, and then we'll wrap up coverage here of our day one coverage here from Sharyland. We'll be back tomorrow for additional coverage as they'll reseed the pools, and then we'll be back for final coverage on Saturday leading up to the championship game, which will be played here in this gym, and they'll switch this up and extend it to a single court for the championship game on Saturday in the early evening. Lady Eagles now have tied the game up as Swatter continues to serve it over, and this time serves up another point, and Hanna now on a 5-0 run. Lady Eagles, we saw them in some other tournaments we've been covering. That's another ace served up, and Hanna seizing control of the game. Timeout called by PSJA. Lady Bears out of the gate, we're on sync. Right now, they're trying to get back on. Eagles lead it. Game one continues after this.
Have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past? First pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
Hi, we're Harlingen Huskies, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Back here after the timeout as the Lady Bears took the timeout. The Lady Eagles trying to pick up where they left off. Up by 2, they'll serve it. Bears get it across and score the point. Victoria Fuentes on the point scored. Lady Bears now to serve in the 6-5 game. Good serve across. The Lady Eagles of Hanna on the attack at the center. Past the block, that's a point scored. Well placed hit that time by Odalis Gonzalez on that front row. Another serve by the Lady Eagles. Played by the Bears. Good pass forward on a back set. They'll set it up for Fuentes. Got it over. Eagles of Hanna there to play that. Off the net on the left side. That's off a block. back row there to play that, and that's Cavazos. Back on the Eagle side, tipped over by Gonzalez, and that's going to be 2 hits called on Hanna. Point to the PSJA Lady Bears, making it a 7-6 game. Scoreboard reads 7-5. They haven't changed the score. Now they do. Served by the Lady Bears. Lady Eagles on a high set on the right side, looking in the direction of Joanna Garza. Point scored. Hanna on top at 8-6. These best of 3 games go to 25 in games 1 and 2 if they get to game 3. That'll be to 15. There's a cap on each game. Eagles with a diving play, keep that alive, then punch it over the net. Bears there to recover that. The hit stretches a little wide on the sideline, and a point scored. It's a 3-point lead for Hanna. Lady Eagles back of the service line. This is Odalis Gonzalez. Good pass forward for the Bears for a center set. That's off the block, and a point scored on a hit by Muriel Murillo. Murillo on the kill. Back to serve is Jenna Grujardo. Fajardo gets it across, a deep serve. Gonzalez there to pass it. Now they'll set it up, and that hit goes far and wide on the backside. Point to the Lady Bears, who now have a chance to tie. Guajardo serves it again. Short serve on the pass by the Eagles. That's Rebecca Swatter on the set. They'll get it over to Joanna Garza, put it over. Back at the net. Ball back on the Eagles side. They can't dig it out, and the Bears have tied it up at 9 apiece. 9-9 score here in this one. Guajardo to serve now for the lead for PSJA. Gets that across. Short serve played by the Lady Eagles. That set goes too far, and the Bears of PSJA have now taken the lead. Bears serving again. Short serve this time, punched up in the air. Eagles set it up in the middle. Big swing this time. That's down for the point on a kill by Joanna Garza. Garza ties the game up at 10 apiece. And the Lady Eagles will serve again. This time it's Rihanna Trevino back at the service line. Bears on a back set for Villarreal. Viviana Villarreal got the point to score as that lands just in front of the back row. Vivica Villarreal scores for the Bears. And now they'll serve. That's an ace, and PSJA goes up 2. Murillo off that serve. And now with a 2-point lead, the Lady Bears have control of this one as it goes back and forth on the scoreboard. First hit across, back on the Bears side. A high set off the net, spiked across. Punched up in the air by Gonzalez. No one there after the pass. Point PSJA. They're now up 3. Lady Bears, Lady Eagles want to talk it over. This one's each team's enjoyed the lead. Bears right now on top, back after this.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
Located in the historic downtown district in San Benito is Main Street Boutique. A perfect stop, great atmosphere, locally owned and operated, and new items coming in every day. Something for everyone. Main Street Boutique in San Benito.
Thanks for watching Real Sports Live. Thanks for watching Real Sports Live.
Real Sports Live, #1.
Back here after the timeout, the Lady Bears of PSJA now up by 4 as they tried to run the table in pool play through their first 2 games. Eagles of Hanna on the attack there. That was covered. Now the Eagles scrambling defensively will not be able to keep that ball in play. And a point scored by PSJA. And the Lady Bears are up by 5. Good attempt that time by Hanna, as that Joanna Garza was over near the other court by the time she finished going after that loose ball. High set on the left side, spiked across. That's on an angle. That's in for a point. Lady Eagles going across court for the back corner. Just getting that one in and taking over the serve. Substitutions in the game. Camille Atkinson checks into the game. She'll serve. Meanwhile, for the Lady Eagles on the front row, it's Litzy Gonzalez. Serve across, played by the Lady Bears. A high set and a spike across. And a point scored for PSJA. And the Lady Bears go back up by 5. This Lady Bears team kind of took the gym by surprise this morning when they knocked off the Sharyland Rattlers to set the tone in this pool as a competitive level. An ace served up by the Lady Bears, and they're up now by 6 here in game 1. Hanna, remember, won their first game this morning. They knocked off Wesco East. Another serve coming across for the Lady Bears as Villarreal puts it into play. The pass up near the net, backhanded, and that's going to be out of bounds. When your hitters up front are backpedaling after the set, you're generally in a lot of trouble on the offensive end. That was the case there for the Lady Eagles. Villarreal to serve. Her serves have kept the Lady Eagles off balance thus far on this rotation through. Knuckleballs this one. Good pass this time, but then on the set, nothing doing. The pass actually carried a little too far. And the Lady Bears are now up by 7 here in game number 1, and Villarreal continues to serve. Ready to serve again. Coming across, a deep serve played by the Eagles, trying to set something up on the offensive end. Free hit coming up for the Bears. A good pass, a good high set, and Fuentes knocks it over, but the Eagles are there to cover that. That's off the net, punch back over. 4 hits called, another point for the Lady Bears, and they're up by 9. 20-11 now as Villarreal continues to serve away here for the Lady Bears. Villarreal puts it across, a short serve. That's an ace. 10-point lead now for the Lady Bears. Timeout called by the Lady Eagles. In the blink of an eye, it's a double-digit lead. Back after this. Back here on Rio Sports Live after a timeout called by the Hanna Lady Eagles. This PSJA North team, or PSJA Lady Bears team, was trailing at one point in this game. Had to call a timeout of their own, but since then, they have stormed out and now enjoy the 10-point lead. They serve across, a short serve. A high set in the middle, tipped across. Bears trying to recover and nothing doing. An outright diving play back there by Villarreal as the libero. But a point to the Golden Eagles of Hanna. Eagles now to serve it up. Left-handed serve just across. Back at the net. Challenge won there by the Eagles. Now in the net called on PSJA, and a point to Hanna. Lady Eagles down by 8, serving again. Bears with a good pass up off the left side. That's off a double block. Ball across on the Hanna side. They'll keep it alive and back over as Gonzalez gets it across. High set this time off the net for Campos. Puts it over. Eagles on the attack, setting up Litzy Gonzalez. That's back on the Bears side. They'll try to set something up on the right side. Hit across and out of bounds it goes. It carries far. And Hanna scores. They're within 7. Eagles serving again. Good pass this time. A high set in the center, tipped over the block, punch right back over, and then right back to finish it off is Fuentes. Gonzalez was there, but Fuentes answered the call at the net to score the point. 8-point lead for the Lady Bears. Back to serve is Katia Cavazos. Cavazos gets that one across. Eagles score the point, making it 22-15. Back to serve for Hanna. Rebecca Slaughter back to the lane. Gets it across. Deep serve. That carries out of bounds. Point to PSJA. On the other court, Harlingen and Donna engaged in a good one, as that'll go to game 3 in their best-of-3 series. Here, this is game 1 of this one. That's Odalis Gonzalez, and she'll kill that one. Gonzalez with a big swing. We saw her last year at times just be as dominating as anyone we covered. So easily putting that one away. Eagles, though, down by 7 as they serve. This is Alexia Longoria. Ball on the Bears side. A good back set. Spiked across, back row there to cover that for a moment, but out of bounds it goes, and a point to PSJA. Lady Bears now 1 away from taking game 1. Back to serve, Victoria Fuentes. Fuentes ready. Eagles on the return, up near the net. Put away on a big kill by Hernandez. Kayla Hernandez, and the Bears take game 1. 25-16. And the Bears, dare I say, made that look easy. They win game 1. Game 2 of the best-of-5 coming up as we continue our coverage from the Sharyland Volleyball Tournament right here on Real Sports Live.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for the prices? It's a Labor Day party.
It's the Hacienda Ford Labor Day sale where you can get a new Ford Expedition with 20-inch wheels, leather, navigation, and more for $12,000 off MSRP.
We got the tailgates down and we're feeling all right. My Hacienda friends are saving money tonight.
Hacienda has it.
Start the new year off right. Alpha Men's Primary Care wants to remind all men it's time for your annual physical. Call to schedule an appointment. It's about the body, mind, and emotion. Stop feeling sluggish, having no energy, or being stressed. Alpha Men's Healthcare believes in a holistic approach to your overall health. Even if you have low testosterone, diabetes, high blood pressure, or gained weight, let Alpha Men's Primary Care help you increase your energy, stamina, endurance, and quality of life. Start feeling young again. Alpha Men's Primary Care is changing the way men's healthcare is done.
Hola, les habla su amigo Benjamín Gómez, el alcalde de San Benito, invitando a toda la gente que venga a visitarnos aquí a San Benito. Crucen por el puente Los Indios, más bien conocido como el puente de Lucio Blanco. Visítenos a las atracciones que tenemos aquí en San Benito. Aquí los esperamos. Muchas gracias. Su amigo Benjamín Gómez.
Back here on Real Sports Live as the Lady Bears over on the sideline, and like I said, the team kind of took the gym by surprise in the first game here today as they knocked off the Sharyland Lady Rattlers in a 3-game set. And now they come out swinging against the Hanna Eagles, winning game 1 of this best-of-3 by the score of 25-16. As we get set for the first serve of game number 2, I want to remind you, in the city of San Benito, the next big happening in San Benito is Saturday, September 21st, the South Texas Music Festival. From 4 to 11 o'clock in San Benito at the Heaven Memorial Park on Bowie Street. 4 to 11, music, and lots of other stuff with vendors and just a good time to be had. San Benito, Texas on September 21st. Want to remind you as well that Hacienda Ford, one of our primary sponsors here on Rio Sports Live, one of our title sponsors on board. You'll see more and more of them as we continue with our broadcast. You'll see our social media taking life with more Hacienda representation. You'll also see some additional things coming out in the very near future because of Hacienda Ford. Our thanks again to a couple of sponsors such as the City of San Benito and Hacienda Ford assisting us in broadcasting this game. Eagles, one last talk. First serve, game 2 coming up right after this.
Whether you're visiting or vacationing at South Padre Island, be sure to book your place to stay with Island Services. Locally owned for over 40 years. Trusted, reliable for condo and beach house rentals. Call and visit the website today. Island Services.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles? How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
Back here, game 2 begins, and the Eagles of Hanna out to the 1-0 lead. Reminding you, our games are covered here live at Sharyland. In some cases, coaches will ask us to pull games. Not wanting any additional footage of this covered. We'll have replays of highlights for any and all of our games, but in this case, the Lady Bears coaches ask us to make sure we pull these games, doesn't want her team scouted. And so we'll adhere to the coach's wishes. So fans that are watching this live, enjoy it while you can. The replay may not be available until after the season. But again, we'll always have highlights of some of the big plays of these games. 1-1 score as the Lady Bears will serve it up here in game 2. Back of the service line is Talia Gomez, served over. Eagles will get it over on a second hit. Good pass this time. Set it up in the middle. Tipped over the block, and that's a point scored as Victoria Fuentes again able to score for the Lady Bears. And you like Fuentes at the net. At times she can bring the big hit. She's also recognizing when that back row isn't covering off those blocks. A lot of times that's all you have to do is get that little edge and understanding that you can drift that just over the blocker and no one back there to get to the ball after it clears that area. Jump serve across, this time by Gomez. Ball back over on the Bears side. Off the net this time. This is Murillo, and she got it to go. Point for the Bears. Murillo on the kill. Makes it a 5-1 game. Back across on a jump serve. That's just over the net. Played by the Eagles. High set in the middle. Gonzalez there. Block back at you. Fuentes keeps it alive. Ball back over on the Bears side. Punched up in the air. Set it up off the net left side. Back row can't play that. Point Lady Bears, and they go up by 5 at 6-1. Bear team just continuing to press the accelerator, moving forward in these games. They haven't put that score up yet. We've got a 6-1 on our scoreboard. We'll change it back if we have to, but right now that's what the official scorebook shows over on the sideline at 5-2. Back to serve for the Lady Eagles of Hanna. This is Alexia Longoria. Knuckleballs that to the back corner, played by Villarreal. Pass it up forward. That's a hit by Fuentes. Ball back over. Eagles on the attack from the right side, spike it over. Played up at the net, blocked back by Fuentes. Ball still alive, and at the net, point Bears. Lady Bears win on a long rally. 6-2 the score. As this Lady Bear team has just taken everyone by storm. Mr. JR in the house after a hard day's work. That one carries out, making it a 7-2 game. Lady Bears on top. Eagles on the return.